And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So there I was just last week, and I'm out with a group of friends, and one of my son's friends is there, and he witnesses something, and he stops me, and he says, "Hey, I got to ask you a question." And I said, "What is it?" He goes, "How is it that you can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime?" He goes, "I just don't get it." He goes, I watch you, it doesn't matter who it is, and you just have a conversation with them." I said, "Well, absolutely." I said, "It's fascinating." I said, "Look around this place. Every person here knows something that you and I don't know because they've had a different experience in their life or experiences." So as they went through their life, they learned a lot of things that you and I might not know about. I find that fascinating. He goes, "Okay, I get that. That makes sense. But how is it that you can just start a conversation with anybody?" Because I get what you're saying about the interest in people, and things are fascinating and their experiences are fascinating. I'm fine when I get in the conversation, but how do you get it going? And I stopped for a moment. I looked at him, and so I decided right at that moment, I said, "Let's start a conversation with somebody." So I turned and I pointed something out to another person. They stopped and we had a conversation about it. And I said, "That's how you do it." He goes, "That's what I'm talking about. That makes no sense." Well, I'm glad you're here today because I'm here to make sense of it. Phil Zeller, Effective Communication, honor, privilege to be with you. And what he was asking me is truly just that first step. How do you know how to strike up a conversation with somebody? And I said, "Well, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but would you like to know the easiest way to do it? The easiest way to strike up a conversation with anybody, anywhere, anytime?" He goes, "Yes, please. Please tell me. I want to be able to do that." And I said, "Think about the situation you're in." You see, it's always situational. When you're with another person and you're there in proximity, something is going on around you. And if it's going around you, it's going around them, and it's going on right now. And it's a very easy place to start any conversation is situationally what's going on right now where we are at together, what's going on around us. Pick something out and work off that. And in that moment, there's always something going on that's affecting you, that's affecting that other person somehow in some way. Now, of course, each person is different, so it may be affecting them at a different level. But in a situation, if they're in proximity to you, they're experiencing some of the similar things that you are. So that's a great place to start a conversation with anybody when you don't know how to start a conversation. So you talk about something that's going on. We were out traveling last week, and I saw this beautiful sunset, and I couldn't help but stop and look up and see it. And I'm like, wow, if I would not have looked up, I wouldn't have saw it. So I turned to the person next to me and said, "Check out that sunset. That's amazing, isn't it?" And the person stopped and like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, it is." And next thing you know, a conversation starts. And you could do this practically anytime, anywhere. I mean, even if you're at a restaurant or you're at a bar or somewhere and something's going on and you're looking at things, and oftentimes I'll be in a new city or a new place or a new country around the world, and I'll ask somebody, I go, "What is this place known for? You know, if I was going to get a beverage here, what would I get? What would you recommend? What's the best thing they got to eat?" And it's amazing how quickly people will give you that insight and start that conversation. Why? Because it's a safe conversation to have, because you're talking about something that they have experience with because they're in the middle of it. And whether they've been there or not, they may turn to you and say, "Well, I've never been to this restaurant before. I'm just like you. I don't know what's going on either." And then you turn to the person and say, "Maybe we should ask somebody else," and somebody could give us some insight, right? And again, you have a conversation started and it's moving with another person. In any situation you're in, you have this opportunity. Just look around. Look around what's going on in that situation, and you can start a conversation with anybody because they're in that same situation too. And so it makes it very obvious. And what you're missing, if you're missing this, is you're missing the trust factor. The trust factor is because I'm in proximity, I'm in this situation, I see what you see, there's some factor of unconsciousness and trust that we're experiencing something in the same place. And by starting this conversation, you're now having that experience together with this other person. So the point being is, if you want a real easy way to start a conversation with anybody, anywhere, anytime, make it about the situation you find yourself in, that they may find themselves in. And if it's relatable, the communication's going to begin. And next thing you know, you're in a great conversation. So make it situational. You do this, my friends, you can start a conversation with anyone, anywhere, anytime, and you will make it look easy. Now go make it happen.